In this video we share Medjugorje visionary Ivan and Our Lady's revolution. Ivan, 40 years ago, Our Lady, coming through you and the other seers, started a certain movement. Can you tell us what that meant then for you as a person who saw her? In my opinion, it's not about a movement. For me, this means a revolution in the world, to be precise, a spiritual revolution. I spent the whole day of June 24th this year in Medjugorje, and I kept thinking back to the moment when it all started. Wherever I looked, my gaze was constantly focused on Apparition Hill. I wondered what I was doing in those days, where I was. I got up early in the morning so that I could visit all the places where I was on that memorable day of June 24th, 1981. Everything has changed. Where I played football back then, there is now a house. The old gravel paths where I walked were covered with asphalt. The only thing that remains unchanged is my garden, where apples and peaches grow. I consciously planted 77 different kinds of fruit trees there to keep it as it used to be. In the last days, Our Lady reminds us of the beginnings. She tells us what kind of people we were, and what we have done. We have forgotten a lot of details, but she remembers the past time and remembers forgotten moments. Absorbed by these thoughts, I look forward to meeting Our Lady in the evening of June 24th and tomorrow. On June 25th, we came closer for the first time and dared to talk to her, so we are celebrating the anniversary on June 25th, and not on June 24th. You were in Vienna 2 years ago and you met Cardinal Schönborn. At the end of the conversation, you invited the Cardinal to Medjugorje. And it did come true? You were not able to be in Medjugorje during this visit, but you were surely here in spirit. I always repeat that God and Our Lady have their own plans, but we do not necessarily know them. The fact that the Cardinal visited Medjugorje at the turn of the year was also the fulfillment of God's plans. God makes his plans come true, but we must be patient, pray, and do what Our Lady calls us to do. The Cardinal's arrival and his 6-day visit to Medjugorje, during which he was able to see the fruits of this place in person, was a significant event here. He met with a lot of people. He spoke to the visionaries and priests who told him about their experiences. I am very glad that he was here to experience Medjugorje personally. As for what is happening in Medjugorje, it can be said that the gospel is lived here every day, as the Cardinal saw and emphasized. The only criterion by which to approach Medjugorje is a certain sentence from the gospel that says, "You will know them by their fruits." The fruits here are great. We do not need to mention many physical and spiritual healings, we do not need to list how many priestly and religious vocations were born here, how many prayer groups were created through the content of the apparitions heard, how many communities were established as a response to the call of Our Lady. The fruits are difficult to count. All this is done by God and Our Lady, so we are to leave everything to their will, so that they can fully fulfill the plan that they started on June 24th, 1981, that is over 40 years ago. In recent months, there has been a great stir in the Vatican regarding the attitude towards Medjugorje. And a commission was appointed to investigate the local events. It is also a sign to the Church that we cannot wait any longer. By establishing the commission, the Holy Father protected Medjugorje from many statements and speculations disseminated in the media. I think it is easier for our bishop now because the yoke of direct responsibility for Medjugorje has been lifted from him. The currently appointed commission is the only instance that has the right to make decisions in relation to Medjugorje. Thanks be to God and the Holy Mother. In the first year of receiving the apparitions, I was still a child, and I was really shy at that, so I spoke largely under the influence of fear, a sense of loneliness and the pressure exerted on me. Today I would put many of the statements in different words, because I am no longer that shy, frightened child or having outside pressures. Nobody is perfect and anyone can make mistakes, but it is important that you try to change for the better every day. This is what Our Lady wants, that we should follow the path of holiness indicated by her. Your family must miss you because you travel a lot and spend little time with them. In the past 6 months, I have been to 44 meetings across Europe and America, bearing witness of faith everywhere. The faithful, bishops and cardinals wanted me to visit their dioceses, proclaiming the peace that Our Lady communicated from God and ordered to be spread to the whole world. There are no rejected people for Our Lady, but we are all children of one Father in heaven. When people introduce me at meetings, they say, Ivan travels all over the world and, as a messenger of Our Lady, he transmits the content of the apparitions to the world. They can call it what they want. In fact, I want to be an instrument in God's hands, a mediator between God and the world. Our Lady chose me to fulfill this task, but it is also important to mention that my family allows me to do so. They probably also go through hard times, when I am away for weeks and they miss or feel lonely. However, I must point out that my family accepted the call of Our Lady, which she addressed to me, unconditionally. And the understanding I get from them is very supportive for me. Moreover, Our Lady gives me the strength to fulfill the mission. I have been in her school for 40 years and during this period I experienced daily apparitions. Talking with her gives me the power to live and bear witness. Relying only on human strength, without God and Mary, I could not bear it. She encourages me and comforts me in the most difficult situations. After the revelation, I feel as though I can fly, so I am filled with the power of the Spirit. What would you like to tell the world on the occasion of the anniversary? The world is going through crises and difficult moments more than ever before. Recently, the word recession has been popping up on everyone's lips. However, I would like to highlight something more important, and that is why no one asks where this crisis comes from. The recession is not about the economy, but about individual souls. Humanity is in a spiritual recession. Man, family and the world must enter the path of conversion. Spiritual change, metanoia, means that a person has to return to God, give Him the first place in their life, and enter into everyday life with Him. Then we have a guaranteed future and the hope that Our Lady gives us. Faith is extremely important and we should cherish it every day like a flower so that it will bloom and delight. Before the apparitions Ivan was very shy, and though he became a lot more outspoken, he still dislikes the attention that goes along with being a visionary. Ivan is serious and deep. His special ministry, entrusted to him by the Virgin, is to pray for young people as well as for priests. When he is in Medjugorje, Ivan's encounters with the Virgin Mary on the top of Apparition Hill makes for the pilgrims best opportunities to attend an apparition. These public apparitions usually take place on Fridays late in the evening. Ivan is usually in Medjugorje between the months of May and September. Thank you for supporting my channel. May God bless you and keep you. Our Lady, Queen of Peace, pray for us.